Hi everybody, it's Ed back again. I'm having much better news to report. Well, maybe not much better news, but I wanted to show you something happened in Globex tonight. Um, we can go back and replay the chart, but I think it kind of speaks for itself. Um, During the end of the day today, um, we had, you can see here, I've got emoji indicators, by the way, on this chart. I'm really starting to like these things. These emoji indicators. They've been very how shall I put it, very handy today in outlining resistance levels and support levels and that sort of thing, and order flow imbalances and absorptions, which are extremely handy for getting into and getting out of trades. I got a right here. I got a reversal signal here. At the end of the day, you can see at 1507, we started seeing, a bunch of imbalances and stuff up here. We saw a little bit of downside. This turned into a support zone. We had price rejection at the bottom of this guy. So, it's 3 o'clock. It's like, are we really going to go back up and revisit today's highs? Probably not. You know, these are probably just guys, getting out of their positions, starting to get out of their positions, unwinding stuff for the end of the day. And we didn't get any absorptions up here, but we got some down here. We got an absorption down here, and an absorption down here. You could have scalped that for a little bit, but if you didn't want to bother, that's everybody's just kind of packing up and going home. Okay, at the end of the day, right before cash market close, we saw this guy. Okay, what this is called, and you'll see this huge delta candle. Okay, and I think I spoke about this the other day. This is called climactic volume. Okay, and what that does is when you have this big deal right here, it usually signals basically the end of the downside move, at least for that session. So you saw all these indicators are basically coming on. This support zone right there that we had been basically bouncing off of right there, turned into resistance. So support, the old thing about support turning into resistance. Well, here's your resistance zone. That's between 2860 and whatever that is. 2860 50 and 2860 125. So you've got like a 4-tick thing here of resistance. Okay, sometimes they'll pop up a tick or two above it, but that's it. I mean, this is pretty solid resistance. So we come in. There's cash market close. Tons and tons of volume. People getting in. People getting out of their positions. That sort of thing. I've got. Let's see what did that. Yeah, 5,000 was that. 5,670. Look at all that selling volume. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. Just unwinding stuff. And people, they might be setting up for the Globex session. There's 7,000, 7,000 contracts bought there. 5,000, almost 7,000, 6,000 contracts sold there. 64.90 sold there. That sort of thing. So. We have a lot of volume, as usual. That's a very usual thing to see at the end of at cash market close, or at very close to cash market close. This is a 5-tick reversal, so it's not time based, so I don't know the time on that. That was probably about 10 minutes before. Yeah, this was like 10 minutes before cash market close. So you expect to see tons and tons of volume here. So we've got that guy now. We come down. Let's come down here to Globex Open. There's 13 seconds. Okay. Now, right before the market closed at 5 o'clock Eastern time, you saw this guy. Okay. And I basically what I did was I colored this in. I just got a I just got the box, the drawing box here, and just colored this in just because I wanted to take note of it. Here's absorption to the upside. We got one there at the end of the day, and then we got another absorption right there. So that tells me we ain't going upside, baby. This resistance zone it's solid, so it has remained intact. Once the resistance zone is broken, you'll see dotted lines, and you'll see solid ones too, but you'll see dotted ones there. Okay, so that's been broken. Those have been broken. I think it's broken more than once. I think the solid one's only been broken once. Anyway, you'd have to look at the emoji indicators to find out. I can't remember. All I know is that guy is solid until he gets broken, and that's 2860, 2861. So great place to take a short right there at 58.25. Once that guy turns on at probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds after open, you get a selling imbalance here. You already know resistance is overhead, so you're biased short. You just don't know how far it's going to go back up into this and even touch this resistance zone before it comes back down. Okay, you've got a buying imbalance here. Oh, sorry, selling imbalance. You got a huge selling imbalance right there. So putting a stop loss right there, or right one tick above that level, which was 59, 59.25 would be reasonable. And you see, even after nobody, they hit that, and that was it. There were nobody's willing to buy into that. Nobody's willing to, and there's no sellers there either. So there's no real interest in dealing with that at all. So that would be a good place to basically put a stop loss. So you've got your entry, you've got your stop loss right there at 59, you've got your entry at 58.25. So you've got basically a 3-tick stop loss. You could get in a 3 or 4 1-point stop loss, and here we go down. Okay, where are we going? Well, let's find out. Do we have anything downside? Hey, look at that nice big support zone right there. Nice big support zone at starting at about 43, 43.75, and then down to 43. That looks like a really good target for a short, especially we're looking at 60. We're looking at a 15-point move down, which isn't too unusual. That's a nice 15-point move, so that's $750 per contract. Or if you got into it, if you got into it from up here, if you shorted like right there, 58.25, that's 50. That's 15 points. So $750 a contract. If you're loaded up with 3 contracts, not scaling in, not scaling out, that's a nice chunk of change. 4 contracts. You're looking at a nice chunk of change there. $3,000 in the space of about 3 hours. Even just one contract, $750 in like 3 hours. I don't know anybody that makes $750 in 3 hours. Not anybody personally. So that's a good move. So that's a good target. Okay. So what do? We short here. Okay. So everybody's, we probably got a lot of volume coming in, and a lot of guys resting up here. You can see that a lot of people are biased to the downside from this guy, especially that big honking seller right there. So, and that's their smart money. At 20.59, he didn't have to have any back pressure at all when he sold. If somebody came in with 5,677 contracts, people, scaling in with their positions, I mean, wow, that's nice. So that's probably somebody starting. I would think these are people right there and right there. I would think these would be people starting a position. So anyway, doesn't matter. It's just all part of the analysis. So we get a downside. This is coming off the Delta scalper. We get a signal to the downside for the Delta scalp. We get multiple imbalances here. If you were worried about taking, or you missed the short here, okay, you've got a selling imbalance there. You've got another selling imbalance right there. So if you would have gone short there and gotten stopped out for like 4 ticks, you could have gotten right back in there, and then, you know, here's your second leg down. Or actually, well, yeah, that would be just a little bit, probably just little profit takers in this area here. So because we're not seeing any volume here, we're not seeing anything there. So continuation, we've got absorption at 51.25. That would probably, I would venture to guess that would be profit takers there. So we drive it up a little bit, about halfway up this, maybe a little more than halfway up this candle. So we got profit takers, well, a little bit more. So profit takers there, absorption of the downside. If you think that that's the end of the move, well, you know, the big boys never go in for less than 10 points anyway. So so they're in this thing, and they got their eye on this support zone right here. So they're probably people may be scaling out of their positions right there. So they took from here, from 58.25 down to 51.25. That's 6 points. So you got a 6-point move down. Somebody's taking profits, coming back up in here. Maybe people are, you know, starting to get a little bit short. There's a selling imbalance there, a couple of buying imbalances there. So we go down, we keep going down. We have another. There's our number 2. Inbox Wave has got a thing called 3 times a doofus. That they say that price will go down in at least 3 waves. So I would call that a wave 1. So you've got a wave 1, you've got a wave 2, and you've got a lot of volume coming in here. Got a lot of delta volume coming in here, or a relatively large amount for Globex anyway. 836. So you've got that wave there. You've got this wave over here. This wave, this one. I would count that as a wave. There's wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. We haven't made it back down yet. We have our first significant delta candle right there, but it didn't go very far. See, there's a fair bit of delta coming in here, as opposed to this guy or this guy, but didn't go anywhere. I mean, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 ticks, right? So we're basically not. I don't think we're going to go anywhere. 5 ticks. 5 ticks up, right? And then back down. Okay. Here's your other absorption, but we're not down there yet, and we still got delta to the downside. So we probably got this short move still probably got a little bit more left in it, right? So they pop it up. They're basically, what they're doing is they're in my estimation, what they're doing is they are using these absorptions here to shake people out of their positions. Oh, well, the move's over, we might as well get out. And there's probably a fair number of people that got out, okay, judging from this candle here and that doji. But there's a doji there. So, you know, the market's going, well, we're not ready to go to the upside yet. And what's the next candle do? Bam, right down to the downside into this area. And there you got your last absorption right there. See that huge volume right there? That was 1419. Remember we talked about climactic volume, where you had this, you have this huge volume right there, which is usually double normal. So we got out, and now poof, there you go. We retested it once on the downside, but everything else is upside. So you've got an absorption up here. Retest absorption there to the upside, back down for a little bit, and I think it's okay, and that's where we are. So for the upside move, now that we've broken that guy, 41 had already been broken before. What I'm looking for, I would be looking for the upside move. I would be looking at that as a target, 60, 61, somewhere right in this area. I would probably get out right up in here somewhere. As soon as I saw an imbalance within that zone, I would probably get out if I'd gone long, down here. So you get out of your short. There you go. Very convenient. Look at that. You get out of your short there. You wait around. Where's the next imbalance? Because you know we're going to go back up. There's your absorption. Sorry, not the imbalance. There's your absorption. Absorption there. Get out. Absorption there. Get back into the long. and then there's your buying from your Delta scalper. Get in long. There's maybe your first contract off there if you're a multi-lot trader. If not, hey, you know what? You're in here. You're in like Flynn. Okay, your entry is about 42.75, 44. So what are you worried about, right? So we're starting to see it here. You know, people, you know, just waffling back and forth. Here's a, you know, they're probably going to range it between 47.50 and right around 44.75. Right in here, they're probably just going to bounce it for a while until let's see, what time is it? 6:24 a.m. in London, probably 7 o'clock. They may start the move back up. This was just Asian session. They may start to move up. The London guys are going to come in and go, wow, man, they sold off. So let's see, everything's slowing down. So let's start refilling our coffers and start working our way back up. So, like I said, that would be my target. So 45, you're looking at 45, 24, 45 around here. You could put your stop below that, or just wait until you get an imbalance here and buy it, and then go back up, and that would be your target if you're going to sit up and babysit this thing all night long. Ah, here we go. They're pushing it down a little bit, not very far, but that's today's low. Today's low for yesterday. They're within a tick. That's to scare out all the weak guys that were buying. They bought down here, and they're just trying to scare them out. So anyway, I'm going to see how this trade progresses. I'm probably going to go to bed here in a little bit and get up relatively early and see how it progressed. Like I said, remember that target. Remember that 2060, 2061. Anyway, you guys have an absolutely wonderful evening. See ya.